Welcome back to the Fantasy Price Check. Today we're going to be talking about Hayden Hurst. Just to let you know what we're doing here on the channel, we are taking a look at player ADPs and we are grading them based upon whether a player is overpriced, underpriced, or fairly priced. And today we're looking at Hayden Hurst. We're going to be doing these price checks all season long leading up to draft, so be sure to click that subscribe button. By subscribing to this channel, you will hashtag win the draft. Let's take a look at Hayden Hurst. Hayden Hurst is currently being drafted in the 11th round as a 12th tight end off the board. He's currently being drafted after Austin Hooper and Gronk and ahead of Mike Gesicki and Noah Fant. This past offseason, Hayden Hurst was traded by the Baltimore Ravens to the Atlanta Falcons after Austin Hooper left the Falcons to sign with the Browns in free agency. It was actually Hayden Hurst that was pushing for that trade as he was upset with his playing time in Baltimore being behind Mark Andrews. And the only way that the Ravens were willing to trade him is if they felt that they got fair compensation, and the trade ended up netting them a second-round pick. What's crazy to think is that Hayden Hurst was in the same draft class as Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews, and that he was the #1 player on the Ravens board in that class. Here's what Hayden Hurst did last year. He had 39 targets for 30 receptions, 349 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So far, Hayden Hurst has not produced at the NFL level, so I wanted to take a look back and see if he had opportunities last year. And when I took a look at the Ravens snap counts from last year, I came away shocked. Hayden Hurst actually had one more snap than Mark Andrews. But the difference was Mark Andrews was running routes 55% of the time compared to Hayden Hurst, who was running routes 33% of the time. If you compare the athletic profiles of Hayden Hurst, Austin Hooper, and Mark Andrews, they are all very similar to each other. Hayden Hurst has faster deep speed than Austin Hooper, but Austin Hooper has a little bit more lateral quickness. And when you compare Hayden Hurst to Mark Andrews, they are both about the same in terms of their deep speed. However, Hayden Hurst is more athletic than Mark Andrews. One of the best part of Hayden Hurst's game is his hands. He has incredible hands. In the last 2 seasons, he's only dropped 1 ball. Last year, he had a catch rate of 75% and a true catch rate of 91%, which ranks 6th amongst tight ends. Hayden Hurst was also very efficient with his limited receptions. He ranks 7th in yards per target and 6th in yards per route run. He also ranked 7th in fantasy points per route and 11th in fantasy points per target, and his QB rating when targeted ranked 8th. So those metrics make me believe that Hayden Hurst does have the chance to be a top 10 tight end, provided that he gets more volume and more opportunities, which he will get on the Atlanta Falcons. And fortunately, he gets to fill a role that was vacated by Austin Hooper, who had 97 targets last year for 75 receptions in 13 games. Austin Hooper is actually on pace to finish 3rd in receptions and targets last year, however he missed a few games due to injuries. Next, what I want to take a look at is snap share and target percentage to see what Hayden Hurst has a chance to be in this Falcons offense. Last year, Austin Hooper saw 743 snaps in 13 games for a 78% snap share and an 18.5% target share. On the Ravens, Hayden Hurst saw a 39% snap share and a 10% target share for the Ravens. I don't think that Hayden Hurst is going to get all the targets that have been vacated by Austin Hooper. However, I do expect him to get all the snaps that have been vacated by Austin Hooper. What I want to do is project a conservative target share for Hayden Hurst. I project a target share of about 12.5%, which is 6% lower than Austin Hooper. With a target share of 12.5%, he should see 80 targets, which should result in about 60 receptions, and based upon that, he should get about 650 to 700 receiving yards. That volume in terms of targets, receptions, and receiving yards would rank inside the top 10 among tight ends last year. If you can project just 4 touchdowns for Hayden Hurst with that passing volume, that would result in him finishing as a tight end 9 based upon last year's finishes. And if you want to project that Hayden Hurst eats up all of that target share vacated by Austin Hooper, you are talking about a potential top 5 tight end. So based upon conservative projections, we see that Hayden Hurst is going to be a top 10 tight end with the upside to be a top 5 tight end. At the cost of the tight end 12 in round 11, Hayden Hurst is underpriced. Based upon conservative projections, he should finish right inside of the top 10. And if you're more bullish on Hayden Hurst and the target share that he's going to receive, he could finish as high as top 5. The strategy that I want to use if I miss out on getting a top 4 tight end is go double late round tight end. Take Hayden Hurst in round 11 and pair him with another tight end that you take in the next round, such as Mike Gesicki and Jonnu Smith. And if you want to check out the price checks for Jonnu Smith and Mike Gesicki, I'm going to throw their price checks up right there. And smash that subscribe button for me so you get more price checks like this one in the future. I'll see you guys on the next one.